Start anytime you like.
Hello, welcome back to Tripod Talk, the official podcast of what remix, what pictures. Shall I start again?
Yes, please.
Hello, and welcome back to Tripod Talk, the official podcast of What Pictures, where we talk anything and everything about films. Though we too tend to go off on tangents.
It is one of those.
Here and there. I'm your beautiful host, Matt Lister.
Let's get it up.
And as always, I'm joined by my excellent, yet quite sexually attractive co-host, Mr. Dylan Wan.
Okay. Thank you.
And Miss Sophie Ellis.
That's what I was expecting, yeah.
No, I meant for the both of you. You both.
Yeah, it did
Of course
sound
you
that
do,
way.
yeah.
And today we're going to be talking about superhero films.
You're excited,
And that's it, I'm really excited,
I
yeah.
know.
This is my favourite genre, so... Also, we noticed we fucked up.
What did you fuck up at?
You were supposed to be the one who introduced the stuff this week. As in, like, it was your turn.
Oh, was it my turn to...
Yeah.
Oh, who cares? I mean, oh.
We only realised yesterday, didn't we? Because I was like, right, so whose turn is it after this? Dill's, because last week was Donnie Darko.
Which was you.
Yeah,
and
the week before was...
Me, with the remakes.
Yeah, so it should have been you.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
But then we figured you wouldn't care anyway.
Yeah,
So...
that's a pretty fair assumption with me.
So you get to choose 3 weeks in a row.
Oh, no.
No.
That's not fun.
You guys don't want to do that. The films I recommend are crushing.
However, we did recommend a film from last week. Oh, I'm getting good at this segue thing. And what I suggested was that we watch Watchmen.
Yep.
Yep, we watched The Watchmen.
The Watch of the Watchmen.
Had either of you seen it before?
I'd seen bits, so I kind of pieced it together. Like, I'd watched certain clips, mainly all the Rorschach clips, because I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's the first time I'd seen it, like a full run through of the film.
I'd seen it before, maybe like 5 odd kind of years ago, and I really enjoyed it back then, so I was looking forward to seeing it again. I remember like really liking the ending, and it did hold up when I watched it. Did you have the same kind of experience? What did you think?
I didn't like the ending at all.
Oh, see, I think a lot of people didn't, and I loved it.
Yeah, no, I was really on and off, because throughout the film I really enjoyed it, and then after it I was just sort of like, Like, I like Dr. Manhattan.
Wait, you like what?
I think he's a really cool character, even though he had his fucking dick out the entire time, strolling about and
glowing blue donk.
Yeah.
Hashtag
He's
glowing
yeah.
blue donk.
His brain's so powerful that he can be in like a million places at once, but he doesn't have the wherewithal to put some trousers on.
He did at one point.
Did he?
Yeah.
He was just
When he went on TV?
Yeah.
There might be kids watching.
No, I think it was like either the first or second time he first formed, and he actually had like kind of underwear on, like weird straps, and then after that he was just like, nah, I'm just gonna let it hang loose.
I think the main thing that threw it off for me was the soundtrack. It felt a bit all over the place. You know, like Suicide Squad, where like there's certain songs. There was I think 99 Red Balloons was weird in there, and Hallelujah obviously was a very weird.
I feel like I feel like they picked the songs before they fit them to the film. Like they were like, we want to pick songs from that generation, so like a Bob Dylan song, which I thought really worked. But then Hallelujah is kind of iconic in it, so is the Love Balloons. Like it's like the only non-English song that's not in English that's ever like charted or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do think they kind of crowbarred them in because they thought they wanted the songs to be of the time.
Yeah, it's a shame. I think that's the main thing that ruined it for me. But I do think all the characters are pretty cool though. Except for Patrick Wilson.
I knew you wouldn't like Patrick Wilson.
I cannot stand him.
What?
I didn't like him in The Conjuring. And when I knew he was in there, oh no.
There's just something that seems smug about him to you or something.
Yeah, and his hairdo did mad in, weird curls. Oh, there's a number of reasons I don't like him.
So what happened in this film, Sophie?
Oh, you gone for someone else, not me.
No. Oh god, I can't remember the characters' names. Oh.
This is hilarious.
Give us a rundown. For people who've never seen the film, please tell us about the film.
Okay, so it starts off with one of the characters of the vigilante group being killed off, the comedian. Correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And then the news travels fast, and then you discover that he raped... Oh, God.
One of the women who were in the group.
Yeah, was that Silk?
Silk Spectre.
Yeah.
Carl Gugino.
Yeah.
And then who definitely they should have changed the actress for when she was older.
Oh, like rather than just trying to do bad makeup on her.
Yeah. Anyway.
Still hot.
When she was older?
Yeah, I don't
Really?
get it. Yeah.
Hashtag deal for Carla.
Alright, continue.
Yeah, no, I have no idea from that. I'm
Deal!
blanked out, Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to think, because when he's done this to me, it is hard to go back and put everything in order.
Yeah, like,
kind of a way.
all I know is that they come back together. That's it, that is gone.
Okay, Dale, do you want to give us a rundown?
Well, we're going to do this together, because I don't remember too well. So Dr. Manhattan's kind of like, he's like kind of omnipotent, so he can be anywhere, like doesn't need an atmosphere, all that stuff, and he's really super intelligent. And stuff starts to get messed up with him, and people start to disappear who were in the group. This guy Rorschach's the only one who's really kind of still active. He's fucking psycho, but great. And he's trying to investigate the whole thing. The Dr. Manhattan guy is trying to work out what's going on. The Patrick Wilson is retired but not really doing well with it, and he gets with one of the other, like the daughter of Silk Spectre, or I can't remember.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
Silk Spectre too, because it was like passed down.
Yeah, I can't remember if she was the daughter or just like the next one along, but yeah. And then, well, basically first off, they can't work out if there is like a plot going on to kill them at all. And then they're trying to, I don't want to give away the ending, but then they're trying to like work out who's doing it and whether it's not like, because the guy who's doing the bad kind of thing does a really good job disguising it, so it might just be the way things are going and there's no one interfering. So it's kind of you're not really sure about that a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's very much the film.
It's a terrible summary. But
It's like a detective film, just with a load of like exposition and backstory kind of added in, and it's like this alternate universe where Nixon's kind of kept in term.
yeah,
And
they won the Vietnam War because of Dr. Manhattan, didn't they? So
Yeah.
it's like America's totally different because of that. Is it Dr. Manhattan or I made that up?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
I'm just laughing because it took 3 of us to do a summary and it still doesn't represent what the film's
No,
properly
it
about.
absolutely doesn't, does it? I mean, it's a lot to do with like they're all kind of those kind of vigilante heroes. They were all kind of like dark in their own. They've got their own kind of twisted backstories and stuff, and the way they interact with each other is interesting because they all kind of retired, didn't they? But yeah, that's our terrible summary.
Hopefully do better next week.
But overall, good film, good visual.
Good casting.
Yeah, good
Especially
casting.
Rorschach. He's Jackie O'Haley, is it, or something like that? He's one of those like character actors with 3 first names, or like 3 names, because they always do. Like Harry Dean Stanton. But he's really good at it, and kind of, I think it's really good that they chose him to kind of be the narrator through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because if anybody else was it wouldn't have been anywhere near as good, I don't think.
I didn't want to know who he was underneath that
You didn't
mask.
see the face?
Though. Yeah.
But by the way, like, do you know when he does the voice is terrifying, and like for a little dude, he is genuinely intimidating.
He's just got a really deep voice though. That's the thing.
He screams crazy as well, like just his face. I imagine just being around that guy as well must be terrible. Like just a constant surprise.
See, my favourite bit of I love all the bit with obviously when he's actually Rorschach with the mask, but when he's in the prison and he takes out the guy with the fryer and then he says, "You're not locked in. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me."
That's probably my favourite bit in the film.
Yeah.
Like that could so not play if it was anybody else.
Yeah.
But it absolutely does. I mean, this is supremely unrelated, but I was watching an episode of Black Mirror yesterday. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Do you know the one with the blonde guy who's in the video game thing?
I've not seen it.
Oh, do you not watch Black Mirror?
No.
Alright.
Oh, I thought you loved Black Mirror.
Well, it's not really to do with Black Mirror. It's basically I don't even know why I'm talking about this. It's basically just Kurt Russell's son plays in it. As the main guy in it, someone called Wyatt Russell. And it was super noticeable that there was a bunch of lines of dialogue which would be, if they weren't acted perfectly, that they would be super terrible and noticeably bad. But because he was really good, it was like performed really well. And I think there's with Watchmen quite a lot like. There's a lot of lines that would be terrible if they weren't acted perfectly. I noticed that with comic book movies a lot because when you read in a comic, they have to keep it quite short, don't they? So they use quite a lot of cliches and like a lot of the source materials like from the 60s and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of puts a lot on the actor to actually carry it off. So that's where I'd give credit to Watchmen. Like I think they all do a good job of like making it seem real.
Yeah.
Just, I kind of want to make, because we've been watching Batman recently as well, and I feel like if Christian Bale had nailed that kind of voice for Batman, and it not be too much of a parody, kind of sound into his own voice, I think he would have nailed it a lot better.
But I think that would have been a bit of a different... Don't you think that would have been a different Batman? Like, it would have been a... Because I know it's not like a bright series of films, but I don't think of Christian Bale's Batman as being that, like, heavy or dark or, like, damaged particularly. Like, they don't really dwell on it that much. Do you know, like, with James Bond now, like, the whole thing is about him being, like, this kind of, like, being mental in a way.
Oh, is it?
Well, they're pushing towards, like, looking at his actual, like a bit more of a depressing view of him.
Oh, right.
Which is all kind of, like, jammy and bouncy in the 70s and shit.
Who is Bond now?
Daniel Craig
Still, I think.
Although I kind of lost a little bit of respect for him because he was like, after the last one, before it was Skyfall, and in like a load of different interviews and stuff, he said, "Yeah, I'd never do it again. I'd slit my like wrists before I did it again."
I think he genuinely said something like that.
Yeah, he'd said that on record, and then they paid him 50 million quid, and then he was just like, "Yeah, I'll do another one."
Tell you what though, do you know who does love Daniel Craig? Dill and all the mums.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
And not that this transitions, but do you want to hear? Do any mums want to hear some film news? I think they do. Right. So just quickly before we go into the superheroes.
I'm already getting into your segues.
Kate Winslet signs on for the Avatar sequels.
Hey.
Rejoin.
Kate Winslet signs on. It's so badly for.
Fortune gone.
She's at the crew, like. What do you call it?
Oh yeah, she's joining James Cameron again. To I don't know how many she signed on for, but yeah, she's on board with Avatar.
That's
I'm gonna
cool.
forgive her because I think it's just a Bond thing she has with James Cameron that she just wants to do stuff he's in because he did kind of give her a big break. But she should be doing those films because they're gonna be god awful and a massive waste of time.
Think so?
Yeah, I'm not hopeful. I don't even think James Cameron's done anything that like deserving of like especially not for a while as well.
Not probably since Titanic for me.
Well, I'm trying to think of a more recent film he's done, and like I feel like his kind of reputation is like stronger than his actual catalogue.
He did that one where they all went into the water. I can't remember what it was called though.
That's good. Titanic.
Sure you
No, it was another one. It was like it began with S. People will know what I mean, but yeah, I don't know.
Will they?
Alright, well, yeah. Okay, cool. Have they announced anybody else from the cast, or is it mostly kind of the same people from the old one and unknowns? I think they're doing.
No, it's just that's the only other.
I think they're getting a fair amount of like kids in. I'm noticing that's like a weird direction things going since like Stranger Things and It and stuff.
Yeah.
I reckon in the films in the future it's going to be a big thing to get like an ensemble cast of like kids who get along well and like stuff like that. It's an interesting direction films are going in.
Speaking of, Jared Leto to play Hugh Hefner in a film, in a biopic about his life.
I was talking to someone the other day who has like the most intense hatred for Jared Leto. He does seem like to be one of the most pretentious human beings on earth.
Yeah, he 100% is. But
you love him.
I do love
He's
him.
super talented. You can't really.
He is
argue
very
with that.
talented. I think he's great personally, but
So do I. We also, speaking of biopics, Bradley Cooper is supposed to be playing Shane McMahon, WWE.
What?
It's a
Yeah,
I don't
biopic.
see that.
yeah, I remember that one. That was very weird.
Yeah, it's strange, but I do think it's Bradley Cooper.
No, not Shane. He was playing Vince.
Oh,
wasn't he?
Vince McMahon, yeah.
Yeah,
Vince
playing
is
Vince
the
McMahon.
old one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the crazy dude.
I was gonna say it'd be funny to see Bradley Cooper doing that guy's mannerisms for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether I'd be on board for like 2.5 hours. It'll definitely be like longer than 2 hours. I also don't think I care about his backstory. Like he's good at what he does. He's like an insane guy, but he hypes things up, and you never know what's gonna happen.
Oh, he's
But
one of the
he's
smartest
not
guys in
someone-
his business that he's in. But
Maybe he's got an insane backstory. To be fair, I'll
He
give him the
kinda
benefit of the
does.
doubt. But
yeah, I know a little bit about it. But anyway, I'll move on.
Yeah, please.
I don't think I want to see that.
No, I won't.
I got one more mainstream, and then I got a couple of comic book movie news just to kind of tie it back into comic book.
Nice.
But Sonic the Hedgehog movie 2019.
No!
Apparently it's supposed to be a mixture of animation and live action.
Oh.
Stupid.
Yeah.
I hate it. Leave it alone.
Do you
Hate
reckon
it.
it's going to be like a Looney Tunes back in action situation, or like a
Like,
Space Jam
I
situation
hate
with
it.
like cartoons and an actual human interacting with the
Oh,
cartoon.
okay.
It throws me off so much that
Because Sonic doesn't have a storyline either. So how long can you watch a guy run through loop-the-loops? I know it does, but I mean it technically doesn't.
Sonic has a few because he had his own shows.
Have they had Sonic TV shows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They had a lot of cartoon shows with like the backstory of Knuckles and Amy and other Sonic characters. I definitely won't watch that. That's ridiculous. They need to leave characters like that alone.
They're just looking. Then now it's like they've got a list of like just the most popular anything in the world.
I know.
And well, like it started with Pirates of the Caribbean. That's what I blame. Because that was like a theme park ride, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that was like super successful. So they were like, oh, anything people like, we'll just make it a film.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's gonna be like a pizza film soon. Well, there's an emoji movie. I know that was terrible.
I hate
That was clearly the most dipshit marketing meeting where they were like, what do kids like nowadays? What do the people do? And they're like, everyone's. I talked to my granddaughter the other day and she likes emojis. Maybe we should make. Well, I don't know.
Was that really bad then? I mean, I expected it to be really bad.
I think
but
it's
the
one of the
reviews,
most poorly reviewed films ever made. Like Rotten Tomatoes, it was like 0% for days.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that film angers me to my core. The fact that it's just around. That people thought it was a good enough idea to invest a lot of money to do this.
Or like the Adam Sandler, do you know, like Pixels, that Adam Sandler film, where they're just trying to like get money out of any nostalgia now.
To be fair, that was a good premise. It was just Adam Sandler's washed up these days, and it's just wasn't good at all.
Do you know though, like Adam Sandler made like a big deal with Netflix to make a few films for them. The films he made with Netflix, I couldn't tell you the names. They're still like 3 of them are in the top 10 films watched on Netflix or something. Like Adam Sandler has a massive following. People will watch what he's in, even if he is kind of terrible or the thing is terrible.
Yeah.
So it's a weird one. Like commercially, he works, but I've seen him do good dramatic work as well.
Yeah.
Like in Punch Drunk Love with, which is a film. He was like a depressed dude who like got blackmailed by a sex line or something, and he's actually pretty good in it. But no, I haven't seen him.
I've always meant to watch that. I just never have.
I'm very on and off with him. His voice throws me off a bit, but he's in an animated film about Christmas, and I mean it's a bit.
Is that after Christmas? No, it's not.
No, I'm going to recommend it for one of the Christmas films. I know it's way in advance, but that is a really good film because it is Adam Sandler. And then, that's good. I prefer seeing an animated version of him than him. So.
Is that what it's come to? Just quickly, Michelle Williams to be a part of the Venom movie, which kind of. She is the love interest in Shutter Island.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, she's a very good actress.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
so that kind of puts my faith a little bit more into that project.
I am a little scared though that she'll just be like the girlfriend who occasionally appears and she's kind of just doing it for a check in between. Because I know a lot of these like kind of character, like independent kind of actors sometimes do like these big films just for a check that they then put into the next independent film they want to get made.
Yeah.
Which I don't have a problem with, but it can be misleading sometimes when you see a blockbuster with an amazing cast.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this might be really interesting, and it's not. It's just they're all there for a paycheck. Cool.
Gore Verbinski to direct Channing Tatum in Gambit. If you didn't know about Gambit, do you know about Gambit?
It's been a massive ordeal, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Trying to get it made for like 10 years.
Pretty much, since X-Men Origins Wolverine came out.
Wasn't it Ryan Reynolds played him?
No, he played the guy who eventually turns into Deadpool.
Oh, does he? So
yeah.
Okay.
It was
cool.
Taylor Clish, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah. I liked
who played Gambit in that film, and then since then they were like, we want to make this film, let's do it. But then there's like been several directors drop out. Channing Tatum's been attached to it for years. And now they finally got a decent director. So
I'm very on and off on Channing Tatum.
yeah.
Have you seen Hail Caesar?
No.
It's a Coen Brothers film that's quite recent. That's basically just like them bumming Hollywood and old school Hollywood and stuff.
Right.
But he has like a whole dance sequence in it, which is like he's genuinely really good.
Right.
And he's good in Foxcatcher as well, so I do think he's a good actor, like a weirdly intense guy, but I just think when a film's like had that much trouble trying to get made, it's never really going to be that great.
Yeah. I think the reason for me is because he was so built up as this, for Magic Mike, and everyone was going on about him so much that it just sort of like bored me after a while. Plus, they put him next to Jonah in 21 Jump Street, and no one can compare
Your
to
mate Jonah, yeah.
Yeah, my mate Jonah.
Your mate Jonah. See, the thing about films that kind of take a while to get into production, though, sometimes they turn out really well. Like Deadpool has been trying to make for years by Ryan Reynolds and like his.
Well, wasn't that like a financing issue rather than like a director's dropping out issue?
I think
like,
it's
they
more.
couldn't get the money together for Deadpool.
Yeah, so then they kind of took that budget cut with that, but then obviously that helped.
Yeah.
The film for it as well. There's another film that just recently came out.
Well, Ant-Man, I know.
It.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
We gotta stop talking about it. But
About what?
It. Yeah, the film It.
Yeah.
It 2017. It. Yeah. Because we talked about it, didn't we? And how it took quite a while to get into production.
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
Last piece of news. Bit of news. Piece of news. Glass officially commences production as M. Night Shyamalan unveils movie logo.
I am so excited for that. Anything that follows Split is just...
I haven't watched the original one though. Is it
no,
Unbreakable?
Unbreakable, no, I haven't, but... Split, though.
Split was really good.
Split was amazing. That was the first thing that I'd seen James McAvoy in.
Oh, really? James McAvoy's good. He's
Yeah,
in
he
another
is.
film called Filth, which is weird as fuck, but he's good in that.
Amazing. That's an amazing film. Yeah.
I don't know though, because I do think that M. Night Shyamalan, like, Split's really good, but he's done like 10 god-awful films in a row, and he did like 2 good ones at the start. So I do think it's a risk, like, you don't want to get your hopes up too much.
James Cameron.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
He did The Visit, though. The Visit was really good.
Oh, yeah, that was
I
alright,
enjoyed
actually.
it. Did you see The Visit?
I
No.
enjoyed that.
Oh my god, that was really
To be
good.
fair, I've not even seen that many of his films, I'm just going off like reputation.
No, that one was pretty good. I'd recommend that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's really good. I enjoyed that.
So, are you guys ready for the draft?
No, it's my first one and I'm so scared.
Now, if you've listened to these podcasts before, we do thank you very much, by the way, just for listening. But we do a segment for people who have never listened to this before. We do a segment called The Draft, where 2 of our... It used to be just me and Dill, but now we're going to change things up a bit. I was going to say spice. You know it's the S. Change things up a bit. And whoever chooses the genre for the week is now the...
Host.
the judge, and the guy who gives...
And gets to pick the scenario.
The person who gives the scenario for the 2 people to then battle out, and it's my turn this week,
And
so
you
I
have to pick a winner.
Yeah, I have to pick a winner as well.
Would you rather go first, or would you rather go second?
I'm going to hear the scenario and then decide.
Alright. I was hoping to get you to commit beforehand.
He's just testing you. Right, okay.
Oh god.
Bring the lights down, please.
I wish we had a little dimmer. That would have been cool.
That's about to go out a bit. They do have dimmers on these things.
Oh no, they do.
I'm not getting up though.
Right.
Right. You have been falsely imprisoned for the murder of the US president.
Oh,
You have tried to show every evidence that you can. No. Oh, I messed up the
Oh,
words. But
dear.
basically, you tried to show that you couldn't have done it, but the World Council cannot see outside of the box and firmly believe that you are in the wrong. So whilst you are in prison, you hatch up an escape plan to prove that you did not do it.
Oh shit.
You have to ask 3 comic book characters from certain films to help you break out of the prison and find the person who killed the president, helping you become an ordinary citizen. Who will you choose? Now, you have a choice of 1 Marvel character,
Oh
I don't even know
god.
this shit.
one Marvel hero,
1
1 DC hero,
fork.
and 1 Marvel or Marvel or DC villain.
Oh god, you're gonna have to cut a lot of silence out.
Yeah, I know. So wait, we choose 3 people.
So you choose, yeah. So 1 Marvel hero, 1 DC hero,
And 1 either villain.
yeah.
Okay. Well, fuck.
And you're gonna have to also bonus points if you explain how you are going to solve. You'll get out of prison and also solve who killed the president.
Oh, so we need to solve that.
Fuck's sake! I mean,
Do you want to go first or second?
I don't even think
So, just while you guys think, I'm just gonna talk about the film tip of the week.
Oh yeah, let's do that, that's fine.
So just give you guys a little bit of time to think about your draft. So for anyone watching who is a filmmaker, I do have a little bit of a film tip to make sure that you always make and bring a shooting script to set. This basically is just a list of shots that you have to get to make sure everything that you want to shoot is done and not forgotten, because I've been to many different shoots, and when I first started out I didn't do any shooting scripts and it was a very stressful ordeal, and then I did a couple of shoots with a shooting script and everything went a lot smoother. So that is my advice for this week. Plus you get all the shots that you want, there's no footage lost, and everybody is a happy bunny. So that is my film tip of the week. Always prepare. Just like these guys are preparing right now. So, who would like to go first?
I don't mind if you don't. I might as well just get it out of the way.
Yeah, I'll let you.
Alright, fine. Well, first off, I'm going to go pick my villain. I'm going to go from Suicide Squad, which I bet you didn't expect.
Oh.
And I'm going to take Amanda Waller. Who's the black, I can't remember the name of the actress, but basically she's high up in the government, she pulls strings everywhere, clearly she's ruthless as fuck, and in the film she's effectively like a fucking god, anything she wants to happen she can do, and she's in charge of she's got so much influence in lots of places. So there's my seedy political,
oh god, I'm screwed.
Then I'm just going to take Batman, because we've got the money and resources and the suit, and he's also likes investigating, he loves to find out
the world's greatest detective.
Yeah, all that kind of shit. so Batman, is Batman Marvel or DC?
Batman.
DC.
I
Batman is Batman.
I'm stressed, okay?
Because I'm Batman.
Stop. Oh god.
Alright, and then I'm not even going to go for mine. Do I have to pick a Marvel one then?
A Marvel one.
Oh shit, I was going to go for someone from The Incredibles, but that's not Marvel, is it? Alright, let me look through. I don't know what Marvel is. There's some Marvel films. No, it's the same thing as Batman. I don't want Iron Man. Although you can have him if you want.
I'm alright.
So we have Amanda Waller. We have the Batman.
Yep, and I'm looking for a Marvel one, which is someone from Guardians of the Galaxy Marvel.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll pick someone from there. Who should I pick? I'm just gonna go for the what do you call him? The alien dude. Oh, maybe I'll pick. Nah, I still want because I want someone quite smart, don't I? I'm gonna go for the lady, Zoe Saldana. She's smart.
Gamora.
She's strong. She can fight, and I can also. She's an alien, so I'll distract people. I'll just poke her out in front of me. Everyone will be like, "What the fuck?" And I'll just run out behind her. That's my escape plan. Cool. I'm sorted. I'm out of there.
So do you have any ideas about how you're going to solve?
Oh, how we're going to solve it?
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell Batman to use his money, and I'm going to tell Amanda Waller to use some political stuff, and I'm going to get her to coerce the FBI into investigating. I'm going to take Alfred hostage and tell Batman he doesn't get it back until I've been exonerated. That's my actual plan. I'm going to take all of their closest loved ones hostage. You don't get them back until. So for Gamora, I'm taking Chris Pratt, and I'm gonna
just the actor Chris Pratt, not Star-Lord.
Alright, Star-Lord, whatever. And I can't remember. For Waller, I don't even know who she. Okay, I'm just gonna give her she's pragmatic. I'll give her something she wants. I'll owe her a favour at some point. And
there you go.
So there we go. That's how I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna take people hostage. But I'm in jail for murder. I can go to extreme measures.
You can indeed. You've got nothing to lose.
So there.
I like that. That's very good.
Are you going to tell us who actually killed the president?
No.
Alright. So from Marvel, I'm going to go for Vision.
Oh.
Because he can manipulate computer data, so he can turn off the cameras.
Oh, is he Paul Bettany from Vegas?
Yeah.
Alright, I've got it.
He can turn off the computers and the cameras so people can't really see where you're going. He can also shapeshift, so it means that he can turn into anyone, sort of move the authorities in the opposite direction.
That's a good pick.
Thanks. And yeah, so that's all he's good for, really. But he's my Marvel. Oh God. For my DC hero, she's not really a hero, but Laura Kinney from. Oh dear.
Is it not DC?
Oh.
No, that's Marvel.
Yeah, no. Wait, is it?
Yeah, Laura Kinney is X-23 from Logan. You know,
From
the kid
Logan?
from Logan.
Oh, is she called
Yeah, that's right then.
Kinney?
Oh no, that's wrong then.
Yeah. You can't do it.
Oh. Okay, so for my villain, I'm going to go for a DC character of Joker.
Oh.
Because...
Which one?
Huh?
Which one? Heath?
Nichols.
Jared?
Yeah, I'll go for
Nicholson.
Heath. Because he's a master escapologist. He's escaped from prison. He knows his way about, so he knows how to go out. He's very tactical with getting people to be under his wing and then go against them.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're looking for...
A DC character.
Yeah.
Yep. Which is stuff like Batman. That's the only one I know. Justice League, right?
Yeah.
Hey, 2.
Literally, I wrote down so many characters and realised that they are all...
Marvel.
Yeah.
Well, there's a slap in the face of DC.
Yeah.
Your characters suck, DC.
Okay. It might not work, but we're going to go for it.
What a way to start.
Human Torch.
No, that's Marvel.
Oh, fuck it.
Marvel's got everything.
Oh,
How are
yeah.
DC still going?
I refuse to pick someone from X-Men. No, I mean
That's-
from Suicide Squad.
Jesus. This might be like a 3-minute long stroke.
Name something DC that I like.
Superman.
I don't like Superman.
Flash.
Don't like Flash. Green Lantern, I suppose.
You can get the Trident guy from Justice League.
Aquaman. Yeah, but he can only sort of mind control
Well,
fish.
you're in Alcatraz, so I've just decided that,
Yeah.
so he's useful.
Can't believe I convinced myself that Laura was DC. This is why I shouldn't do drafts. Fuck.
How do you think your debut's going?
Hey, I've got Vision, I've got Joker, I'm
You should
pretty
cut
happy.
none of this.
You're not supposed to pick what type of characters it is.
Yeah, you did fuck us up with that.
Okay, Deadshot.
Ooh.
Oh.
Just because even though he's not really got any sort of powers, he gets like ridiculous precision with shooting.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a hero.
He kind of is. Like, he's doing everything for his daughter and shit, isn't he? It's a tenuous.
I'll
hero.
give it you. Go on then.
But yeah, so he can just sort of take people out from the outside. So if they get back up after Joker and Vision have got him out, then he can just take them out from the outside.
He started so well.
And then to find the killer, I think I'd just have Deadshot just going about the place. He's used to killing off people, isn't he?
Yeah.
Sort of revenge and helping out in all those cases. Oh, it did start so well.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
Deadshot's like his dream assassination is to blow up a school full of kids. So he did that.
They downplayed that side of him.
Yeah.
Like in the film, they played him as just like a kind of hard done by dad. Like he's trying to do the best by his daughter, and he just has to kill to do it.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's because of
Oh man, I'm so annoyed at that. I spent like a good half an hour writing down people's skills and everything. Like I got so into
Let's
it.
have a look at your list.
I googled superhero movie as I walked
Oh.
into the room.
I crossed a lot off there, but it was like Scarlet Witch can like manipulate reality and
Yeah.
stuff. So I had like a good little thing going.
You even had points made for each of them.
Yeah, and then completely forgot which
Oh,
was in
yeah.
DC, which is so annoying because I hate when people confuse them. And I've just done it like multiple times,
Yeah.
recorded.
Oh,
Aquaman was there.
I know.
He was,
The
yeah.
Flash was there as well.
I know, but I don't... Flash was as a backup. I didn't know whether you wanted us to go on a marathon. I don't
Not
know.
a marathon.
I don't know whether we'd be trapped at sea. In
There's
that
a lot
case,
of Marvel,
Aquaman. Yeah, exactly. And in my head, I was just like, oh yeah, all the stuff from Fantastic Four was DC, and it's clearly not.
Fair enough.
Fuck.
Well, we learned DC sucks.
Pretty much, yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, it's coffin time. But, yeah, I'm going to have to give that one to Dill. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, I think that's the most like cut and dry one we've had so far.
Uh,
Although maybe you and your fucking Godzilla head.
Hey, I mean, Daniel Craig could have taken him on.
One for the mums.
It's going to be difficult next week.
Well, because it's my film and it's going to be... Alright, we'll talk about the end, won't we?
Okay, so just moving away from the draft, I did have a question I wanted to bring up because obviously, I'm a massive comic book movie fan, and
I'm a massive comic book.
I'm just a massive comic book. Turn my pages, baby. No.
Why make it weird? You do it all the time.
I didn't say you had to join in. Now, I love the fact that there's like 3 or 4 different superhero movies coming out every year now. So is something like this fatigued now, do you think?
I do think they're on the way out, the superhero movie thing. Like, I think people, they like Iron Man was huge, and then Avengers was huge, and then, like, Guardians of the Galaxy was huge, but I do think, like, people are going to start to get, well, for one thing, they're going to start to get a bit samey, and then people are going to kind of start to get tired with it. Like, I think we've talked about it before, but, like, I think what kids and stuff, because I think it's a lot to do with what kids think are cool, like, changes from quite quickly, because, like, all of a sudden, like, it was cowboys, and then it was aliens, and then it was police, and then it was the art. Like, it just jumps through different stuff based on what's going on.
Yeah.
So I think, like, kids might start moving away from superheroes, and I actually think we might go back to a kind of, like, soldiery police type thing is the cool thing. So, like, G.I. Joe type thing will be cool.
Yeah.
But obviously not a hero. But I do think it's getting a bit tired now. And I also think DC's fucked up by, like, they've got, like, a few coming out in quick succession, don't they?
Yeah.
I think they've left it a bit late. Like,
I can't remember if we covered this already, or whether it was just a personal conversation we had, but you know how they were trying to build the DC extended universe, so it's like the Justice League and then how all the different characters are coming together.
Yeah.
They're actually scrapping that now, and they're just going to focus on, like, one character to one film sort of thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's quite cutthroat in the way that they're trying to deal with that. I can't remember if we said it on the podcast or
No,
not.
I don't think we
Well,
have.
Marvel's blown up the game by, like, putting all the big names in one film together.
Yeah.
Because by doing that, now in order to compete, you have to do that as well. And that's, like, expensive and a big risk. So I can see why DC they've had to pull back a bit.
Exactly. I mean, I can't remember who tried to do it, but they tried to do it with, like, a big film company tried to do it with horror characters. So it was like Frankenstein and Dracula and the Mummy. They're all supposed to be in, like, the same universe, and it's just not panning out that well for any of them.
Well, I know the recent Mummy film was meant to be part of a whole universe, wasn't it? And I think they basically had to pull back on that because it was a giant flop.
Yeah. And then I don't know when they're going to be doing it, but they're also going to be doing it with Godzilla and King Kong and bringing those kind of stuff together. I mean, it's happened in the past, like Aliens versus Predators and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. See, I'm just on the case of I love this.
Yeah, so
I've got the next, like, 5 years planned out, so I'm loving it.
Coming.
Oh, yeah. But,
do you think you need to be, like, a fan of a comic book as well? Like, have you ever gone from one of the films and read one of the comics, or have you always just stuck to the films?
No, I've generally just stuck to the films and just kind of read stuff about it in my own time, like, not necessarily comic books. So I don't think you have to be a comic book fan
That's what I was
kind of
thinking.
Understand the films.
Because I don't think of you as a comic book guy specifically, other than with the films. And I think that might just be that, like, you identify with the characters in the films more than, or, like, it's about the characters rather than the fact it's being, like, a comic book type scenario. So I just think, I don't know, like, it's weird to kind of try and unpick it with people. Like, how many people love the films but will never touch a comic book in their life?
Probably
It's got to be the
most.
vast majority.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I didn't really like any sort of superhero films before I met Matt. And then I was like, oh, it's such a childish concept. And then you got me to watch, like, the Thors, the Captain America films, and then in order, and then the only one that was sort of like, oh, can't be arsed was Spider-Man, which Matt just turned into a 6-year-old for.
Well, it's my favourite character. So.
Yeah, so like, every time we sat in the cinema, Matt's like, oh, guess what? This is supposed to be his backstory.
Yeah.
Here's a link to this, which is it's so sweet, but
but annoying as fuck.
no, but I think that I'm more excited for the next coming years because they're building up to something so big in a lot of the films, the like Infinity War.
Oh yeah.
Because it's building up to that, but then after that massive ordeal, I'm not sure if they'll die after that. Like I was thinking about it the other day, I loved Guardians of the Galaxy, and after I watched the second one, I was like, oh, so cool. And then not long after, I just forgot that the second one was even made. It's sort of like it doesn't live up to the first one, and now it just seems like if they made a third one, you'd be like, right.
I was going to say, like, do you think that might become a problem with these ones that come out? Like, just so do you know, like, I use Star Wars as an example, but when any Star Wars film comes out, there's going to be a certain percentage of people who hate it just because when they watched the first one, it was like so new and they were the right age, or when they first watched it and it like hit a real spot with them. But I think because of that, people go into sequels and like future films with an expectation that they can't really be met.
Yeah.
So I do think, like, especially with Infinity War, I think a lot of people are going to go in expecting something incredible, and I think there is a risk that it might not hold up.
Yeah.
Because the way they've been doing it so far is like they found a kind of formula of like this much kind of jokes and like letting the tension down, these many big names, like this much action, and I think they've just found like a right rhythm for it. But it's going to start getting repetitive, I think.
Yeah.
Like you're going to start being like, oh, it's just another one of these, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think the best thing about this specifically is that they can interweave all these different characters in different films. So next time there's going to be a Black Panther film, it's not just a Black Panther film. It's also got like a certain amount of characters in. So like the first Spider-Man film again, it was also, not that he was in it that much, but it was also about Iron Man. It's like weird just to kind of see these interactions that you see previously just in TV shows, or like, oh, sorry. But just like these characters that you see either in video games or like animated series and stuff like that, to actually be seeing it on the big screen is quite, well, for me it's quite spectacular to see.
I do think Marvel's been like incredibly smart about the way they've rolled out everything as well. Like they've done it so well. Like with the Homecoming, having Iron Man as like a bridge. Like that was just really good having Robert Downey Jr. there, because it's like a kind of in between for rather than just jumping straight into the new generation that they're gonna try. They have him as like a lead in, and the whole stuff they've done with like the TV series and Netflix and stuff. I think they've been really smart about like not over, like, because I've noticed as well, if everything's released too quickly, you kind of just become a bit like burnt out with it.
Yeah.
But they do space things out quite well. Doing a lot of talking with my hands, aren't I?
That's alright.
Copying them.
Yeah.
Well, I think the difference between Marvel and DC is like DC's very dark, whereas Marvel, I think I love Marvel. The main thing I don't like is how they can sort of do jokes all the time. It does bring you away from the seriousness of it, like the ongoing joke of swearing. Was that in?
Oh, in Age of Ultron.
Yeah, and that got a bit samey after they said it like twice, and it's just not funny anymore. Like I know they've still got to go for like kids' attention as well, but at least DC manages to capture a dark essence, even if it isn't portrayed that well.
Yeah, at the same time, I still feel as though they're taking themselves too seriously, and that's the reason why it's losing out like a certain market, because I know it was really campy back in like the early 90s and stuff like that, and then it turned super dark and like gritty and realistic with Nolan's trilogy, but then they're trying to pick up back off that with like a different foundation for it, and it's just because it's not built up in the same way. It doesn't have the same vision that Nolan had as well, so it's just kind of taking that into something else, and it just doesn't work necessarily. That's just my opinion anyway. But.
Yeah.
See, I'm not a comic book guy, but a couple of my friends are like really into them, and I do think one of the reasons they have been so good is because the cool thing about comic books, to apparently, is that like a lot of them have been going back like 50 years, so there's hundreds of different writers who've had a go at it, and like they let a lot of different writers have a try at it, so they go in a lot of different directions. Like there's some Batmans that are like super like fucking 70s Bond and funky, and then there's some that are like incredibly dark and messed up, and it basically gives the option of like, so like I think Nolan used like 3 different ones from 3 different writers as like inspirations for one of the Batman films. So from their point of view to make the film, you've got so much source material to choose from.
Yeah.
Like it gives you a lot of advantages if you can actually get your vision together right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like with Batman vs Superman. I know the director Zack Snyder chose like 3 different arcs to choose from, and it's like 3 completely different things trying to mashed into one. And then, well, there was some errors with that film just generally anyway. Hashtag
I liked
Martha.
it. Oh god, yeah.
Oh god, that was devastating. Alright.
Yeah, but so it was like trying to be too many things, whereas maybe with the Marvel stuff it's just like we know where this is going, this fits here, and that's that. So
I think with DC they sort of experiment more with characters than Marvel do, because Marvel's just sort of like set in its ways. I mean, well, except Spider-Man's.
wait, like in what way?
With DC, obviously how we were talking about the different Jokers, They weren't scared of getting Jared Leto into being a completely different Joker, even though people were very on and off about it. It opens up that brand new sort of view on it.
At the same time, though, they absolutely dicks on it by having him in the film for 10 minutes.
Yeah, they did cut him out. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But still, like, him being in it was still amazing, though. I really liked this Joker.
Have you heard of a film called Kingdom of Heaven?
No.
It's a Ridley Scott film. It's like a medieval epic, but whatever. But basically, when he first made it, he made like a 3-hour cut, and they were like, "You need to cut that down."
Yeah.
So he cut it down to like an hour 40, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
So everyone just thought it was a bad film, and then like a few years later on, they did he released a director's cut that was like 2 hours 40, and it's actually like a really good film.
Yeah.
And it's weird that like I do think that something like that might be able to happen with Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Like if somebody got a good recut of it and put some pieces together, and maybe they'd have to add in some stuff to make the story make sense, but
Yeah.
I do think like there could be a good film in there. It's just it got fucked up in the whole production.
Oh yeah, I think it could have been great, because I really love to have seen David Ayer's original version, but
he's a good director as well.
Yeah, but when like the studios got like cold feet about it, and then they like a certain trailer production company that made that trailer with Bohemian Rhapsody, they were like, oh, just make the film more like this, and then they took over like half of the editing and just went, okay, we'll just add all this in, and then it turned out terrible.
Yeah.
I like that film, though.
Oh no.
I think I was the only person that came out of the cinema like, yeah, I enjoyed that, and everyone else was just like sighing on the way out.
Pretty much.
I thought it was alright.
So superhero films, tired. You're tired of them.
I'm fine with it. I do think they're like, because I've talked to a lot of people about it. Do you remember Wonder Woman came out? Have you seen Wonder Woman?
No, not yet.
Nobody's seen Wonder Woman. Like everybody's reviewed it well. Everybody wants to see it, but not many people have actually made the effort to go in and see it.
Yeah.
So I do think that's just like an example of one that like even something people were kind of excited about and it's like being well reviewed. You kind of find the superhero movie to let you pass you by, unless it's one of the massive marquee ones like Infinity War or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for that film.
Although we do have a Marvel film coming up next month, don't we?
We do!
And what film is that, Matthew?
Thor Ragnarok.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The one that I've been looking forward to out of them all.
I don't know if I can get past the name being stupid. Like, they really let it go to the real full world called Ragnarok. Come on.
Oh, I love it.
I mean, I hate film subtitles in general because they're always just cringy and terrible, but Ragnarok?
It's supposed to be I can't remember, the Norse mythological destruction of everything.
There we go. Inner nerds coming out. You
Sorry.
channeled them.
Yeah,
So yeah, basically all the gods, like Thor, Loki, all the stuff like that, are supposed to die. And then it's kind of reborn and stuff like that. So that's what Ragnarok is.
Oh, I'm not disputing it. It'll probably be a good film, but I do think it's
just a stupid name for it.
a stupid name. I just imagine people like Googling, like, what is it again? Like, Randa Duck? Randy
Flock? Who's this cinder block? No, anyway. Is there anything else you want to talk about superhero films in general? Or
No.
any about that you're excited about or not excited about?
I don't even really know about any coming out. I didn't know if Thor was coming out this soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Justice League I'm a bit on and off with.
Is that still coming out this year?
I'm not sure.
Ooh.
I think it's meant to be 2017 when I googled superhero movies hours and hours ago.
I think that I'm really excited for Aquaman. It's the first DC movie that I'm looking forward to. I think Aquaman's going to be amazing. Because he doesn't look as like
Jason Momoa.
pompish as I thought. Yeah.
I'm on board with him.
Just him.
As like a super, like I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet, to be honest. Like
I was just going to say that.
No, yeah, I think I like the sound of Aquaman. I don't know about the other people in the Justice League. Like I know there's like a Flash in there and shit like that, but I'm not really that excited about.
Yeah, no, I'm not. People have mentioned about Flash, you know, the series, TV series, and say it's amazing, but it's nothing I can probably get on board with.
What, the series?
Yeah.
I've watched a couple of episodes.
I watched some of Arrow as well, but I kind of watched that just as trash TV that I could have in the background when I wasn't really wanting to pay attention.
Yeah, I always wanted to watch that, just never got around to it.
It's alright. It's not bad. It's just nothing special.
You were into S.H.I.E.L.D. a lot though, weren't you?
Yeah, I still need to get back on that. I'm like halfway through season 3. It's
Really?
like, yeah.
What's it on now?
Season like 4 or
Oh right, I thought
4.
it was further on than that.
Maybe even 5, I don't know.
Well,
We're
yeah.
done with
I mean, I could go into like a load of different superhero stuff, but never mind, it's fine. Well, that's it, really.
Maybe we'll do another superhero one when we know our shit a bit more.
It's alright, we've talked about them.
Yeah. Kind of.
Kinda. Okay, so, seeing as we've finished kind of talking about superhero films, Dill!
Yeah.
It's your recommendation for next week. Would you like to tell us what you want to be talking about?
Okay, so I'm going to explain it first. Because the way I've done these was I picked out films I wanted you guys to see that I knew not many people had seen, and then I kind of worked a genre backwards, just to explain why my genre isn't a genre. So what it's going to be is films to do with addiction. So the film I've chosen to recommend is a film called Smashed, which is kind of like a small film with Aaron Paul and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She's in like that 10 Cloverfield Lane, and she's in like Scott Pilgrim and stuff. But basically they're like an alcoholic couple, and it's kind of interesting because it focuses on her side of it, and she has a job you wouldn't expect and stuff like that, and it's like it's just a slow character piece that just follows them around. Not much really, I just like that kind of film. It's like more of a study into the way people deal with the day to day. Because I think when people think about like alcoholism, they have a big romantic idea of like a guy in a like pool of tins, like in a pile of vomit, when really they can be like the person at the bank, or like just normal people going around can absolutely function, and you don't realise how I reckon it's happening a lot more than we think.
Yeah.
So I think that film just kind of puts that in your sight in a way that you don't see very often.
Is this going to be a film that's going to make me cry like all your other suggestions?
Possibly make you cry. I don't think it will though. I'm sure I don't remember it too well, and I think it's pretty short as well. Like it's only about like an hour and a half, but I don't remember there being a dramatic ending.
Okay.
There's a few awkward moments though, which I'm not a fan of. But
awkward moments.
Oh dear.
Do you know where like?
Oh dear.
Why? Why did you need your phone?
I needed to do the outro in a bit.
Oh, fair enough. No, yeah. Yeah, so I think you guys, I don't know whether you'll enjoy it, but I think you'll take something from it, so
okay, cool.
Deal with it.
I like character pieces.
Yeah.
It's like, is it supposed to be more of an indie? Kind of?
Yeah, definitely. Like, it wouldn't be widespread appeal. A lot of people might just be like, what's happening here? But I do think as like a kind of more cultured film viewer,
Ooh.
that's not like it.
Okay,
cool.
I'm looking forward to that.
So Smashed.
Smashed.
And you're going to struggle to find it, because I swear it's not on like any streaming service or anything like that.
Great.
I mean, rent normal places where you can buy rentals, yes, Adele?
Oh, of course, yeah, like let's support the film industry and go to iTunes and all that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So,
buy the DVD, like you 40-year-old weirdo.
I don't know why I said where. Right, okay, so thank you very much for everyone who is listening to the podcast and has listened this far. So we do congratulate you for getting this far. Yeah.
I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, though we do know you listen.
We barely made it.
We just want to say thank you again, don't we, guys?
Yeah.
Thanks.
If you want to find out more about what we do, I keep saying this, but the website's not done yet, but it will be soon, so please visit wehaveatripod.com to learn about who we are and what we do, or just head over to our YouTube channel to see exactly what we do. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any other places where you want to keep up to date with us. If you want to help out with everything that we do, you can always help chip in £1 or $1 here or there over at Patreon. It's alright, I'll just keep
No one's stressed.
But yeah, Patreon if you want to help out the show, but you don't have to. I'm Matt Lister from What Pictures.
We're also on SoundCloud now.
Yeah, we're also on SoundCloud too. I'm Matt Lister from What Pictures.
So's the royalty-free stuff.
Yeah. So's the royalty-free guy.
You're Matt Lister.
Also, if you do like film stuff, oh no, I've just messed it up.
Alright, you're Matt Lister.
This is supposed to go so well.
Free shabak.
This is the one time you guys have done loads of prep.
I know, yeah.
It just died.
It's alright, it's just that last bit.
We
It's
went better
alright.
off the cuff.
Yeah, pretty much. But thank you for reminding me. If you look out for royalty-free stuff, then please go to our YouTube channel and also our SoundCloud to find... I'm not looking at the microphone anymore, guys. I'm learning.
There we go. Eye contact.
He's going to stare at you instead.
I noticed it, and I noticed you both looking at me, so I looked at you, then I looked at you.
This is so rude.
You know what? No one cares now.
It's alright. It's fine.
Care.
I've been Matt Lidster.
I've been a Dylan Moore.
I've been Sophia.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Probably won't though.
Probably. Hey, I have a fact about this, but I'm gonna
Say off the air.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Fuck's sake.
off the air. Bye. See you guys.
Oh Jesus.